Hey, what's up with you guys? This is Irfan here from smartincubator.com and welcome to another video. As you know guys, I'm on a vacation right now, but I'm gonna take a video for you to show you exactly what happened today during London session, New York session on 2 to 3 different pairs, because these are the setups that I could find and they were perfect. I just wanted to record this quick video and show you what happened. So this is going to be a breakdown video, and then at the end of the video I'm going to show you the results of Gold EA Incubator on 2 different accounts that have like $6,000 in combination. So let's get into it right now. So I'm going to start with EURUSD, and today's date is May 31st. So I'm going to go back to exactly when New York session started, which is 8 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, which is going to be exactly right here. So when you see something like this, guys, if you're watching my videos, you know exactly what I do when I wake up in the morning. You know, I analyze the market on 5 minute and 15 minute time frame, and then if I see a momentum on 5 minute time frame, then I enter it according to the trend. So at 8 in the morning, so before that, you know that there's a huge drop towards downside, and always when we have such a move, it leaves a lot of gaps. So you know that there's so much gap right here, and the price has to come back to fill in the gaps. But when, we don't know. So in this case, we have like some sort of head and shoulder formed here, and then it had another break of a structure towards upside. So we have this break of a structure towards downside and this break of a structure towards upside. So it means that the price is probably trying to go up to fill in the gap. But if I want to find a high probability supply zone, it's going to be this one right here. This is the last bullish candle before the drop happened, and this is the first candle that dropped, and the next candle after that never tapped into this zone. So that's why there's a gap between this candle and this zone right here. So the only thing we need to do right now is just to wait for the price to come back to this zone, and then we can take our sell position. But in the middle of the way, so many things can happen, so many setups can happen, so we can take those ones as well. So I was just waiting and waiting and waiting, and I couldn't see any setup right here. But what I could see, so let me just delete everything here so you don't get confused at why it's formed. This is a high probability supply zone right here. Look at this last bullish candle. This is the first candle that dropped. The next candle after that never tapped into the zone. There's a space, high probability supply zone. Okay, so after that, you'll see that it never it's not touched. So we just wait and wait for a really good setup, and then as you can see, we have this high probability demand zone here. Last bearish candle, exactly the opposite, and then you see that this is the first candle that shot up. The next candle after it never tapped into zone, high probability demand zone. So we'll see this candle literally disrespected this zone, and it just broke above this zone. So we just delete this one immediately, and then we just wait for the price to either tap this zone or this one right here. There are 2 choices. So I'm gonna wait for, like, I don't predict which way it's going to go, but I'm just waiting for the price to tap into this zone, and it actually did. See, this is the first candle that tapped into my zone. Okay, but there are 2 options here. Whether you wait for the next one to see how it's going to form, or you just literally put your buy stop right here and your stop loss here and your TP right here, which is exactly a beautiful one-to-one trade. But right after that, it formed another beautiful candle right here. So again, you can change it. You can put your buy stop right here instead of here, and then you put your stop loss here. You don't change your stop loss, and then as you can see, instead of a one-to-one trade, I probably can take a 1-to-3 trade. But if you just want to stick with one-to-one, you can still do that, and you can bring it down all the way to here, and then you see that literally right after that it hit my TP. But if I wanted to leave it all the way to this area, let's see what happens. Boom, look at this, guys. Beautiful 1-to-3, almost 1-to-3 risk reward ratio trade, which was absolutely crazy. And this happened at 10:20. So 2 hours and 20 minutes after New York session opened, this setup happened. So the only thing you need to do is just to be patient and know the strategy, know how it works, and just after that just be patient and see that it finally forms most of the times before 12 p.m. So between 8 a.m. all the way to 12 p.m. these are the best setups that happen, but most of the times it happens within the first hour based on my experience. So this was for EURUSD, guys. Let me show you what happened on GBPJPY this morning, which was absolutely crazy. The same thing happened, and it happened really faster. Look at this, 8 in the morning, and then I identified this high probability demand zone. Guess what? Because this is the last bearish candle, and this is the first candle that came out of the box. The next candle after that never tapped into this zone. There is a tiny gap between this gap and this zone right here. So we just waited for the price to tap into the zone. It did. What do we do? Putting our bias stop. But if I put my bias stop here, as you can see, it never triggers my bias stop. So what I'm gonna do right now is that instead of putting my bias stop here, I'm going to put it right here. And then I put my stop loss exactly below that and my TP here. And as you can see, it triggers my bias stop. Let's say that you don't take it and then you want to put your bias stop here and your stop loss here, and then you just increase your TP. But you got to be careful, guys. You shouldn't, like, just hold it forever. This is a high probability supply zone that we have right here, so it's kind of risky if you want to take it all the way to the zone. But if you want to do it, and it's just out of the zone, because this is 1-to-1 right now, so you need to break above this level to take your 1-to-1, because it's too late. The entry is kind of too wide. It's a wide stop loss. The best thing to do is just to put your bias stop right here and then take your TP faster. So what's going to happen right now is this one here. You see that it came out of the box, boom, it finally tapped my TP, but you don't know. We don't know. We never know whether this zone is gonna be respected or not. So that's why we always should be careful about a high probability supply or a high probability demand zone, and we take our TP right before the price hits that zone. But in this case, we got lucky. It actually broke above the zone. It smashed my TP 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio, which was absolutely crazy. But as I said, you got to be more careful with it. So if you take your buy stop here and then your stop loss here, you still can take your TP right here, 1-to-1. See, guys, it's way before this zone, which is a little bit more comfortable. So when you want to take a trade, you got to know when to come out. When you get out of the market, because you don't want to just hold a trade for 2 hours and then you just see, okay, I'm going to take a 1-to-4, I'm going to take a 1-to-5. You got to know where and when to get out of the market. But in this case, because this is the last high probability supply zone that we have, but there's one thing. If you pay attention to this zone right here, you see that there are 2 bullish candles back to back. So you got to take both of them. And if you take both of them, you see that it actually didn't. Yeah, this is still a high probability supply zone, because this candle, this shadow, never tapped into the zone. So there's a gap. It's still a high probability supply zone, and we can take our buy stop here, see, and our TP right here, which is 1-to-1, and our stop loss right here. So guys, it's super easy. You just gotta know where to enter, where to get out, take your 1-to-1, get done for the day. That's it. So I don't know whether anything happened for EURUSD. I showed you exactly what happened for NAS100. I don't think that anything happened today, so I just found a trade for May 30th. This is exactly what happened. I'm not gonna do a replay because you know exactly what's going on. This is a high probability supply zone, and the reason is that we take the last 2 bullish candles, and you see that there is a gap between this candle and this zone right here. So that's why it's a high probability supply zone. And then I noticed that this is the first candle that tapped the zone, but there was no good momentum to take a sell. But right after I saw this candle here, I decided to put my sell stop here, my stop loss right here, and then my TP here, which is absolutely crazy. See, guys, exactly 1-to-1. Why? Because we have a high probability demand zone here. So I was supposed to take it here, but as you know, it's not appropriate risk to reward ratio. So that's why if I want to take exactly 1-to-1, it's going to be a little bit risky, because you never know how far the price is going to come down to the zone and then bounce back. In this case, again, we got lucky, and it was a really good ratio, 1-to-1. High probability supply zone, high probability demand zone, both of them got respected. And then if I wanted to take this buy position, I could have literally taken it from here, put my stop loss here, and my TP right here. See, it's still a beautiful trade both ways, sell and buy. Super simple, guys. If you have any question, don't forget to drop it in the comment down below in the section. And then I personally get back to you. But before you go, let me show you the results of Gold EA Incubator on two $3,000 accounts. And one of them, it was up 140% in profit since April 5th on a $4,000 account, because we deposited another, $3,000. So the profit is $1,475. And this account, we are up 51% on a $3,000 account, which is $937. And all of them happened completely hands-free. I didn't get involved at all. I didn't even trade manually, and it was just done by Gold EA Incubator. So if you're someone that wants to trade completely hands-free and you don't want to analyze the market, you don't want to wake up in the morning or get involved in market analysis, Gold EA Incubator is the thing that actually does everything for you without lifting a finger. So the only thing you need to do is to grab your license from the link that I put below in the description, and then after that, send us your account number. We'll manually activate your account. And if you have any question regarding the EA, that how it works, how much profit it makes on a daily basis, the drawdown, all this stuff, you can check out smartincubator.com, and then there are 2 ways to contact us, and one of my representatives will reach out to you and answer all your questions. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and see you in the next one.